Good Wednesday morning to you. Thanks for joining us bright and early on this 13 Sunrise edition. 6 o'clock now on your Wednesday morning. I'm Samantha in for Julia, along with Julia and Chuck this morning. Chuck, we got a little bit of rain on the radar to talk about.
We do, and it's better than a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
A little bit's better than a lot, and there's a lot going on in southern Indiana this morning. But ladies, good morning. Folks, good morning. As predicted, we've got rain out there this morning. You know, to our north, there's a winter storm watch around Milwaukee, but here, we're on the south end of a front, so we don't get snow, we get rain, and we've had plenty of it overnight, although this is starting to really thin out, as we've been mentioning for the past, half hour or so, down in southern Indiana, just in torrential downpours of rain from Santa Claus to Salem all the way to this area near Louisville. About a half an inch to an inch an hour has been falling. But here it's more light. Columbus, you've seen some rain right over Columbus East High School right now. This is going over Fishers, Hamilton Town Center, Ruoff, Noblesville. Up towards Portland this morning, we're seeing some rain. And right now around Ruoff Music Center, we've got a heavy cell. But the whole I-69 corridor, both going north and going south into Indianapolis, is wet. So be careful out there. Take some extra time and keep some space in between you and the car in front of you. We've dropped 1 whole degree in the past 10 minutes. It's now 38 in Indy. That's only 2 degrees shy of the average high temperature. If you're headed to the airport, good news. Even though it's been raining all morning long at Indianapolis International, we're looking at the big board, and the flights are all on time for this huge travel day. In fact, from today through Saturday, every day it builds and builds and builds as far as air traffic is concerned. And a forecast really that, despite the dampness out there right now, I think looks pretty good. Not much of a warm up. The cold front moves through. We only hit 42 later on today. All right, let's get to traffic on a very busy morning. Right now we've got our fingers crossed because earlier this morning when we first went on the air at 4 o'clock, we did have a big accident that was stalling things at 465 and 65 on the city's north side. This is a look at I-69 and 96th Street, a slower than normal flow of traffic. In fact, around the 465 loop right now, we don't have any accidents working at all. I know that's rare. Let's just hope that continues. We say good morning to all of you West Siders in the Ben Davis area and then Wayne Township, 465 in Washington. Traffic heavy, but moving well. We will have more weather, more traffic, and a look at a big weekend leading up to Christmas in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Chuck. Well, right now, our top story this morning, a man was executed here in the state of Indiana for the first time in 15 years.
Joseph Corcoran was executed at 12:44 Central Time at the Indiana State Prison in Michigan City. CU New Yorker joins us in studio with some of that reaction this morning.
Yes, good morning, ladies. Joseph Corcoran's execution started just after midnight, and when asked what his last words were, he said, quote, "Not really, let's get this over with." Corcoran was sentenced to death in 1999 for fatally shooting 4 people, including his brother, in 1997. For 25 years, he sat on death row awaiting his fate. Corcoran's attorneys filed multiple motions for a stay of execution, arguing that he should not be put to death because of mental illness. A last request to the U.S. Supreme Court to stay the execution was denied last night. And even though the state of Indiana has not executed anyone in 15 years, Governor Eric Holcomb says his thoughts on capital punishment have not changed.
I still believe in capital punishment. I subscribe to that as a form of ultimate justice.
Corcoran was scheduled to be executed with a powerful sedative, pentobarbital, but as of this hour, the state has not confirmed what was used. Now, Corcoran is the 24th person to be executed here in the U.S. this year. Coming up on Sunrise at 6:30, we'll hear from state leaders on the execution and the response.
All right, see ya.
Thank you, ladies.
We'll see you then.
Well, right now, police are looking for the suspect involved in a shooting. This is on the southwest side of Indianapolis.
This happened last night on Canby Road. We want to show you what this scene looked like then. We know from police this morning a gun sale led up to this shooting. Police say they found a man shot at that location. They say he was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay.
Well, investigators say there was some sort of obvious disturbance during that sale and then the shooting.
This is a good point to get out to people that if they are going to do any type of sales at night, they probably should consider doing it in a very well-lit area where there are other people around that can witness it. And quite frankly, I would recommend not doing it at night, doing it at daytime.
So if you know anything about what happened, you're asked to call police or Crime Stoppers.
Well, this morning we are hearing frustration from IMPD Chief Chris Bailey as a 14-year-old boy is now under arrest for a stabbing that killed a 14-year-old girl. Annabelle Trujillo was a freshman at Arsenal Tech. She was killed just blocks from her school. It was just after 9 o'clock Monday morning when officers found her body. Police tell us the suspect was taken into custody at the school and was transported to the Juvenile Detention Center. We're working now to learn what led up to this kind of violence, but to put it simply, Chief Bailey calls this heartbreaking.
One life is gone, one is changed forever. Both families changed forever, a community changed forever, school, children impacted for that. It's devastating.
Well, 13 News spoke with Annabelle's grandfather, who said he wasn't able to talk about what happened just yet, but he told us that Annabelle was a bright light and friends with everyone.
6:05 this morning, a 19-year-old man facing dozens of charges is pleading not guilty. Jalen Hell made his first court appearance yesterday on more than 30 charges connected to illegal parties. Investigators say a 16-year-old girl died at one of those parties. He's due back in court January 31st. This morning, the parents of a 10-year-old boy who died by suicide are taking legal action against Greenfield Central Schools. They say their son, Sammy Toish, was bullied relentlessly, and the district did nothing to address it. Sammy died back in May. We reached out to the district superintendent. He says he does not have any new comments or statements at this time.
I'll take a look at this video behind me this morning. This shows a baby being thrown from a moving van during a police chase in that white circle there. Thankfully, that baby is okay. But in this dash cam video, what's highlighted in that white circle is what police are investigating this morning. They say a 32-year-old man was wanted on a warrant for vehicle theft out of Auburn, Indiana, and that police spotted him in Bryan, Ohio, just across the Indiana line earlier this month. So in this video, an officer is approaching the van and talking to a man named Zachary Chervinka. Well, that's when police say Zachary sped off with the doors of that van open. The baby boy in his car seat fell out of that van at some point during the chase. And here is the moment that that baby boy is reunited with his mom.
3620.
Oh my God! Baby boy! Baby boy!
I'm gonna be on the curb on 127 at the stop sign with that child.
Mama's got you!
Okay. Keep him on the ground, keep him on the ground.
So an officer and a police canine tracked the suspect to an apartment complex in Edgerton, Ohio. That's about 15 miles away from where this baby was found.
To the State House now, where in less than a month, a new legislative session will begin. And lawmakers are already trying to find answers to the $1 billion shortfall uncovered in the Medicaid budget last year.
Outside of government, if somebody made $1 billion mistake, you would have been fired and not retained and not rehired.
That was Republican State Senator Chris Garden questioning a representative from Milliman. That's the firm behind the numbers forecast that kind of missed the mark. Officials attributed the Medicaid budget shortfall to unforeseen demand and exponential growth in certain services. That prompted a series of cuts by the Family and Social Services Administration.
You're talking to Hoosier taxpayers right now. Explain to them how this happened, and explain to them how we can be assured that this isn't happening again right now before our eyes. What reassurance do we have as the fiscal body in charge of $44 billion of Hoosier taxpayer money?
Sir, I can tell you that this information is presented with great care, great time. We have spent the last 6 months together with FSSA working tirelessly to put together this forecast that you have in front of you.
Indiana's Medicaid director is ensuring improvements to the accuracy and reliability of that forecast. 2025 is a budget year for state lawmakers.
Well, plans are moving forward this morning for a $250 million development in Noblesville. The Common Council there is approving the Morse Village. It's set to span 175 acres near 206 and Hague Road with housing, commercial space, and local restaurants. Now, there are still more steps before crews can finally break ground on the project. Assuming it gets the final green lights, construction should start next year, with that work phased out over 7 to 10 years.
All right, Fever fans, this one's for you. Tickets for the Indiana Fever's preseason home game, they're on sale now. We, of course, still have a few months before the season gets underway, but we're excited to see all those women back on the court.
And a lot of fans are excited, too. So the team announced that it will take the court twice before tipping off in the 2025 regular season. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever will take on the Washington Mystics in a preseason game. It's at home at Gainbridge Fieldhouse May 3rd, and this will be the only chance to catch the team at home before the start of the regular season, which is against the Chicago Sky on May 17th. Well, IU coach Curt Cignetti is racking up more wins, but this one's off the field.
Yeah, the Hoosiers head coach was named AP Coach of the Year after leading IU to a massive turnaround in his first season. He helped lead the Hoosiers to an 11-1 record and, of course, a college football playoff appearance in just his first year. So the 10th-seeded Hoosiers head to South Bend to take on number 7 Notre Dame this Friday at 8 o'clock. Chuck, we'll be there. We're looking forward to it.
Oh, I can't wait. In fact, we could see a little bit of snow just outside the stadium on that night, on Friday night. Here, it's all rain that we're experiencing this morning. It's going to be a wet morning rush hour, but we've got major changes going into the weekend. Your forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Chuck. It's Christmas crunch time to get those packages delivered on time. So we're looking into the reason behind why you maybe still be waiting on that Christmas delivery at 6:45.
And this morning, lawmakers are now mulling over a plan to keep the government running. Now, an Indiana lawmaker is calling out her own party. That's at 6:15.